Hello, my friends. Welcome back in. It's a little bit of a just random update ramble thing. That's what we're doing today. So just some housekeeping and also a little bit of, hey, where have you been? Because I haven't put out a video in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. So let's start with this right here. So we have the FPL Fantasy Premier League and Rob Marshall _19 for the second year in a row has won the GHG Community League. And so in his honor, I was like on his behalf, not on his behalf, it's in his honor, I have donated $20 to Charity Water for him winning again. I did it last year. They've changed the wording. I thought that was kind of strange of the, oh, you can't see it. But anyway, it says 100% down here at the bottom, like 100% of the donation will go to. Last year it said the amount, but I gave 20. So, and make sure we're being kept honest here. I donated $20 in honor of Rob Marshall to Clean Water on June 9th. So there you go. It's official. Here's how it went down. Oh, wrong one. I came in second, which is a massive increase, I want to say, compared to last season. I don't know if you could see how you did in your own league last season, but he finishes, what is that, like 27 points ahead of me. It was tight all the way down to the wire. You can see everybody else down here. Some of the names: Solomon Pookie Bowl, the Gravy Train for Callum Gravy. So it's just interesting, the big spread here. But my goal in FPL this season was to be in the top 500,000. Yes, top 500,000, and we've smashed it, people. We've smashed it. Top 82k. This is what happens. What is happening over here? Do I got like a string on my face? It's not a beard hair. It's a massive, it's a cotton string. I was like, what is, I look like I just woke up from, well, maybe that's how long I've been gone. I'm like, what is it, is it Rasputin? Or what's the guy that falls asleep for a long time? Anyway, like the fairy tale, you know what I'm talking about. We're moving on. Top 82,000. Again, paying attention works. You could clearly tell this is my best result ever. Like, I've been lucky to be in the top million in 2 prior seasons. I think what typically was happening when I wasn't really caring is like, once it was like, boy, this has gone crazy terrible, then I was bailing. And this year I was like, no, I'm sticking with it because I'm gonna win my league. But it didn't. Rob, 27 points. But I'm quite pleased. I think if I can get 2,500 points next season, I will be absolutely thrilled to finish. If I can get the top, we got to take baby steps here, but my goal is 500k, and I made the top 82 grand. So like, if I can make the top 75 grand, I'm gonna be super pleased with that. Again, let's go see. Can I go back and look? No, you can look at your history, but you can't click on the previous seasons and how the points ended up last season. But it is what it is, my friends. What else have I been up to? Well, for the second year in a row, also, my son and I attempted to watch the 24 hours of Le Mans together, and in the wee hours in France, which is luckily for here not as late as, like, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock, something like that. Tim Brooks, who follows me on Twitter and has watched the channel for quite some time, was like, I just heard at Gray Hair Gaming mentioned on the world feed of the 24 hours of Le Mans. Did you tweet at the host? And I did. I'd asked the question. They did a really good job. In the middle of the night, I think they kind of get into like, we need to fill time because everything on track is just race lights, and it's like hard to tell what car is doing what, right? And I asked them some questions about the 63 Corvette, if it needed the rear, why did it need the rear end rebuilt, blah, blah, blah. They'd made a joke about breakfast, not Brexit. Gotta be careful with that. Breakfast cake, so I threw that in there. And they mentioned me twice. They answered both of my questions on the world feed. So I guess is that different than the Eurovision? Like, so if you're in Europe, you didn't hear it, but if you're an American viewer, because we get the world feed, you did hear it. Anyway, I thought that was awesome. Tim was like, wait a minute. Like, I imagine Tim sitting there, like, relaxing in a recliner, having a bevy, right? Is that what you call it? That's what we call it, right? Is that okay? Anyway, and he's like, go back, right? Like, did I just hear Gray Hair Gaming? Yes, you did, son. Highlight of my weekend. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That was the highlight of my weekend, is having Marvin Haven and Graham Goodwin. I didn't want to say it wrong. I knew it was Graham Goodwin. Answer my question and like essentially mention me on the world feed. I just thought that was the coolest thing. And then there's this, my friends, F1 Manager 22. I am quite excited about, with one caveat. My family and I are taking a pretty decent trip in the fall. And so I'm afraid to start a series and not be able to finish it. Like, I'm not going to be able to do, let's just say, a month's worth of recording if this game comes out on August 25th. But you should anticipate that being something that I eventually do on the channel. I'm a little nervous because of Motorsport Manager. Um, you know, how much of a narrative can you tell? And really, my guess is this game. I don't remember who is developing it. It doesn't really matter to me. It looks good in the trailer, and if you go look at all the features and all that kind of stuff, I don't believe it's going to be built like Football Manager to where you can go 10 years in the season. You've also got regulation changes and stuff like that. So I do worry a little bit that, like, if I don't put out a month's worth of content at the end of August and beginning of September, that, like, by the time I'm back and I get to do something, it's like everyone's already figured out, oh, if you sign this driver and you do this thing and that thing, like, you win. And I hope it's a lot more dynamic than that, personally. Like, I would love if they would give us 8 seasons that you could manage, like, into the future, where regulations change, car quality changes, investment changes, stuff like that. That would be the dream. But I'm definitely hyped about this game just because of Motorsport Manager. I'm hoping they take the Motorsport Manager and, like, make it a lot better. I know there's a really awesome mod community for Motorsport Manager, and including people that watch my channel. So I'm not trying to knock that work, but I think it'll be interesting to see this team's take on an F1 management game rather than an F1 race game. What are your thoughts, and are you excited about it? Here's a random question for you. You know, when Le Mans comes around, I'm like, you know, I might get like a WEC shirt or something like that. For those of you that are fans of the World Endurance Championship, can you explain to me why it doesn't seem very prevalent that you can buy merch? At least that I can see. Like, I have typed in FIA WEC merchandise, and the top result is the Le Mans boutique, which, to be fair, a little clunky. I don't know if that's a French thing. It's a little clunky, and it was probably getting overwhelmed during this past weekend, so fair play. But if the second result is Redbubble, which my understanding of Redbubble is like anybody can upload any design, copyright, who cares, and just print posters or t-shirts or whatever. And then the third result is somebody on Reddit saying, where can I buy WEC merch online? Doesn't indicate a ton of supply, I guess, is what I would say. So I know there's like maybe some like team stuff here. There's a website down here, but it doesn't even say like the FIA World, and you don't see like store. You got the Toyota team store. You got the ACO shop here. My cursor's not there. It is the ACO shop, and then Etsy. Is it not a thing? Like, do you have to go to a race to go to a pop-up store in order to buy merch? I'm just a little. That just seems a bit odd to me. I mean, Speed Gear, okay, but like that's way down. Where do you buy your stuff, and are you based in the US or not? That's my question. And last but not least, my friends, I have gone 5 years into the future, okay, with Schalke. I would like to know from you, what do you want to see in the 5 years and 10 years later episode? And I feel like I didn't add the entire team to the short list, and so we probably will have lost the history of some players, so my bad. But I want to make sure I get as many of those as possible, so don't expect that to come out immediately. I'm going to wait till the comments come in on the next couple days of this video, but I do want to take those things into consideration and get a video out for you about the end of the Schalke save. We'll do a 5-year, and then we'll pause, unless it's just not a whole lot, and then we'll do a 10-year and kind of see what that looks like. I might combine it. You know how these things go. It's fine. Aside from that, I do have 2 other things planned. Here's the situation I'm running into. Spring has sprung here, and it's really summer now. Well, I don't know why I said spring. The heat index is going to be over 100 degrees Fahrenheit where I'm at today, which is 40 something Celsius. I don't know. Let's try this. Hey Siri, what is 100 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
100 degrees Fahrenheit is 37.8 degrees Celsius.
There you go. It's going to be over 37.8. It's smooth. It comes out. It's not clunky at all. We are getting outside more. I've been taking care of our garden. We now have 2 garden beds and loads of flowers and produce coming out. It's been lots of fun. But the big thing is, at the beginning of May, I started a new career after over a decade at my last job. Let's put it that way. And I have been running extremely hard, like so hard that when you start, anytime you start something new, like you're absorbing all this information, and like you get to 5 o'clock, and like your brain is just like just turning to mush. That's what I've been running into. So I, got to take a little time out for that. Got to relax a little bit. Got to do Le Mans, and I'm feeling okay. I can get back into recording. So I do need your help. I already have a save that I'm gonna reveal when I reveal it. I'm just gonna reveal it. That's what's gonna happen. And then I am going to work on a massive experiment, but I do think I need your help. So if you are a longtime viewer or a patron or a YouTube member and you're in the Discord, and the link to the Discord community where we hang out and chat is in the description below, come hang out. I would love to get a group of people that would volunteer to divvy up. I don't even know how we would do this, so I need your advice on how to do this. Would divvy up how to create a database with like 35 or 37, I can't remember what the number is, of the patrons and YouTube members that have supported me recently, even because I've had some people understandably drop off because I haven't been putting out content. So getting those people that, even if they dropped off in February or March or whatever, that we get them into a giant kids experiment. So what I mean by that, if you've not seen on my channel, because that sounds weird, YouTube monitors. If I'm not gonna put the link up there, but if you go to my channel, there's several playlists of experiments where we put like 10 kids on 5 continents, and they're Wonder Kids, or one is like a super Wonder Kid, like the highest level, and everyone else is the one below. Doing something like that across a multitude of continents, some sort of tournament, bringing them all in together, and doing a series of that over the summer is definitely in the cards. But I do think I have to be honest with myself. I don't think I can just do that. I don't think I can, I don't have the time or really the know-how or the availability of brain power right now to juggle all of that. So I'd love if you want to help. I'm actually going to go create a channel in the Discord right now called 2022 Experiment. And you can join that and say, hey, willing to help out here. And we'll kind of get a group of people together that, if you want to do that. Again, I've got another save coming that I will talk about. I'll talk about it now. Let's do it. All right, my friends, there is a community member who has been part of my community. He's been watching my channel for years. You've seen him in experiments. I've used his name because he's a longtime community member in some of my videos. I think he was the chief scout at Reggio Audace, because we renamed all the scouts that were, and the staff members that we had and all that kind of stuff. And he has done me an incredible solid. And he sent me, I have a package sitting right here in my lap. Hold on. So a few years ago, my friends, this is giving it away for some of you. I was randomly cruising the TV channel, and on Fox Sports, Nossa Chape, or Chape. I'm sorry, I don't speak Brazilian Portuguese. Popped up on my screen. There was a period in my life, and it started about 2016, where I was unaware of what was going on in international football, and I became more aware. Primarily because the Euros came on ESPN, and all of a sudden I realized, oh my goodness, I can get that on TV. Whereas in the past in the United States, it was iffy as to what you could get consistent access to. And that's kind of what reignited my love of football and got me into FM, and the rest is kind of history. Okay? That happened in the summer 2016. But even with that, I kind of was just getting back into it, and oh, I guess there's the Premier League, and whatever. And I wasn't fully aware that in November of 2016, November 28th, there's a club called Chapecoense in Brazil. And this documentary that we are looking at the name of is about that team's chartered plane crashed on the way to a competition. You look it up on Google, 77 people on board, including staff, players from the club, crash as it approached Medellin, Colombia. 71 people died, including 21 journalists and almost the entire first team and managerial staff. Only 6 survived, and like you can imagine the horror of surviving that. And it struck me, and I was like, I have been thinking about doing a save with Chapecoense since I got back into, to football. It wasn't like the first thing on my mind, right? This was probably 2019 that I saw the documentary, like on a random Saturday or Sunday on Fox. But I wanted to do it right. You have to have the right type of respect. Like, I can't imagine it's like a lot of funny at the beginning, right? But I wanted to see if I could take this team and honor them in a way, in a very small way, obviously, in a Football Manager save, but do it with the GHG style and a little bit of GHG care. And it helped. That sounds bad. So in Brazil they run January to December. So my original, from a calendar standpoint in football, I get my words out, it's been a while. So I was thinking Schalke would go until December, January, and we would see where Chapecoense ended up, because they weren't looking so hot in Brazilian Serie A or Serie A. I can't remember what it is. Just the Italy. Anyway, somebody will leave a comment. But like, they were looking like they might get relegated, and I was like, that'd be a great save to start in like February. Like, they've been relegated, let's bring them back, right? And then right in the middle of February, I actually started looking for a new role, and it took until May for me to start that new role, and it's obviously been very iffy on the channel, so I haven't done it. But I actually think this works out. Again, I want to give this, like, I'm going to put out an introduction for this, but I want to do it with the right touch. Like, I don't, like, and honestly, from a YouTube standpoint, I've done, like, even the Schalke save, I did the save reveal, but, like, that's not searchable, right? So I think I need to, like, say the team on the introduction that I'm doing, but then you watch the video as to why, okay? So that's why I'm announcing it this way. But not only did they get relegated, this is the Serie B standings right now. They are currently in 18th. Oh, you can't even see them. There they are. There's only 20 teams in Serie B. They are 18th on 12 points. Now, to be fair, they are 1 point from safety, but that's not great. So it seems like a good time if we reset the clock. I'll have to see if I can. Maybe the winter update with FM came out and they would officially be in Serie B. I haven't tried it, to be completely honest with you. All that to say, Eduardo Valente, who is in Brazil, got me some stuff. And Eduardo, I am so honored, dude. I am so freaking honored. This is so cool. I for a guy with like 6,200 subscribers, of which like 5,000 are probably dormant, because that's how YouTube subscribing works. Man, it really means a lot. And it's a testament, I'd say, to the community aspect of my channel. I'm never going to be Dr. Benji or work the space or Lelujo, because this is never going to be my full-time job, right? And I'm not knocking those guys. Hats off to them for being able to make this work. I can't do that risk with 2 kids and a wife that stays at home. Not in that order. For a guy who has a wife and 2 kids, get your priorities straight, GHG. Anyway, so Eduardo has honored me by sending me an LFC kit. Oh yes, my friends. I mean, that is just, that is awesome. I'm like, I need to like get a shadow box and like put it up in my office or something like that. But he didn't just send the Liverpool jersey, because that would be funny. And Eduardo, I'm sorry it took so long to open this. He sent this to me months ago. And I was like, I need to get this save ready. And then I never did it. But he sent me, and you can see it because I'm using my blue screen, a Chapo Kawinse kit. It says 22 GHG. And I am extremely touched. I'm extremely touched. So that's going to be the next save on the channel, kind of over the summer here as we head towards the fall. Like I said, my fall recording schedule may be a little wonky, but we'll talk about that at some point in the future. But that's the save. Give this a like for Eduardo. Give it for Chapecoense. Again, I need to record kind of a special intro to make sure I'm putting the right touch and feel into something like that. But I think that's totally awesome. So thanks for the support from all of you. Thanks for understanding. You know, life takes precedence over my YouTube channel right now. But thanks for your support. Let me know what you want on the 5-year and 10-year video for Schalke. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.